my name is Band Lance Corporal Matthew Fletcher from the Royal Marines Band Service, and in this advanced level video of brass building blocks, in collaboration with the National Youth Brass Band of Great Britain, I'll be talking to you a little bit about improving your technique through practicing dexterity. There are many good books that you can use to improve your dexterity and to get used to using alternate fingerings in studies, but the two that I've found to be the most useful are the Alan Vizzuti Trumpet Method Book 1 and the Herbert Clark Technical Studies for Cornet. Both of these books are readily available in music stores and online, so if you don't already have them, they're well worth purchasing. Before we look at any of the exercises, it's important to know that we are being as physically efficient as possible with our hand posture. If there's any unnecessary tension in the fingers or the hand, this may affect our dexterity and finger speed. You might find yourself cramping up in faster bits of music or struggling with your third valve in more tricky parts. Your fingers want to sit on top of the valve caps in the most comfortable way for you, but bear in mind that you don't want the valve tops to be too far down your fingers. Your thumb should be either at the side of the valve block or underneath the hand stay, but not gripping on with any pressure. If you keep a relaxed hand position, this will alleviate all the tension and allow the fingers to play in the most efficient way. So the first few exercises in the handout are exercises 1 and 2 from the finger flexibility section of Alan Vizzuti's Trumpet Method Book 1. Throughout all of these exercises, you should focus on pressing your valves down quickly and firmly, and this will ensure that you're playing in the most rhythmical manner. So the first exercise sounds a bit like this. For all the exercises that you're using your fourth valve, you should also practice them without, and this will get you used to playing with your third valve finger. Now, where possible to use alternative fingerings, I'd also advise doing this. This will get you used to, again, practicing other muscle memory in your fingers, and you should try and strive to have them all sound the same way. So for this example, you'll be using your third finger on the low A. You should start all of these exercises at around crotchet equals 80, and soon you'll find out which ones are more difficult than others, but keep a record in your practice of how you improve your speed and try and get the trickier ones up to the same speed as the easier ones. The second set of exercises are effectively the same as the first set, just this time we're moving in the opposite direction. By practicing these, you will improve your dexterity when moving from note to note in each different key. So the first one would sound like this. Again, practice all of these in the same manner by using the fourth valve and then without, and also using any alternative fingerings to help improve your dexterity. The technical studies in the Alan Vizzuti method are very similar to the second study in the Herbert Clark book, so by practicing both of these, your dexterity will improve a great deal. The technical studies sound a little bit like this. Again, with these exercises, you want to focus on banging the valves down fast and firmly, and also by using a metronome in your practice, it will promote evenness and clarity. Your tempos for these studies will probably range from very fast to very slow, but don't be put off by the trickier ones, and by being diligent in your practice, all of the tempos will improve. The Herbert Clark books were written specifically to help the brass player conquer any technical difficulties they may have when playing music. The exercises involved aren't particularly difficult, but should all be given dedicated practice to be able to be played at the highest standard. The first study sounds something like this. The exercise should be played at a very quiet dynamic, and you should keep track of how many times you can repeat the exercise in one breath. Strive to improve this and keep a record of how far you get. The second study should also be performed at a quiet dynamic to avoid any strain or fatigue to the lip muscles. Keep in mind that the primary focus of these studies is of course to improve our dexterity. The study sounds something like this. Again, the study should be repeated as many times as you can in one breath, and bear in mind that the trickier ones you will need to practice at a slower tempo to improve them gradually over time. By giving all of these studies the time they deserve in your practice, your dexterity will improve. This will help with playing music in faster passages, playing music in trickier key signatures. It will help with your scales and of course with your sight reading as well. I hope you've learned something from this video and good luck in your practice.